right, boys and girls, there were some people who had some trouble creating the starburst on our Google Classroom, keeping the connection the other day when we were doing asymmetrical starburst. So I said that I would do a video that was kind of like a step-by-step that you could watch and do with me. So here are just some of the ones that we created the other day on our video. I think this one is really my favorite. Some of the ones that we created the other day in our video. And I'm going to just show you kind of step by step how you do those so that you can kind of do like you did when we had our lessons during the school year, and you can pause the video if you need to. So here we go. We're going to start with, and I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a blue pen. You're going to start with creating. You need paper. You just need a pencil, okay? And you need something with a straight edge. And I'm going to use this board that I have right here, okay? Alrighty, so you're gonna start with, actually, I think I might start, I have a letter that got returned to me. I think I might just use that. You're gonna start with creating a line, probably a diagonal line, 3 to 5 inches. Now I'm gonna do mine kind of small, that way you can see it, because I don't have the ability to move my camera up and down, okay? All right, so I'm gonna just create a line. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold my paper in half to ensure that I stay small. Okay. Oh, and I just flipped my pen. Ooh. All right. So, just going to create a line. I'm going to make it a diagonal line, like that. Okay. So, just create your line on your paper. You can do it exactly like mine if you want to. All right. So, here's kind of what I was realizing that students were having trouble with. Okay. Every single dot that you create in just a second, you're going to draw back to this line and back to this line. So let's label this 1 and let's label that 2. And this is just for the purposes of learning how to do this. Once you learn how to do this, you'll kind of get it and you won't have to label them 1 and 2 anymore. Okay, so then you're going to create 5 dots towards the top of the paper and 5 dots towards the bottom of the paper. So if this is the middle of your line, if you were to draw a horizontal through the middle of your line, I'm going to try to create 5 dots up here, and then I'm going to create 5 dots down there, okay? So I'm going to use just my little pen thing to kind of show where the horizontal point is, and let's go with 5. And these are random dots. What you don't want to do is you don't want to create a dot on the horizontal, it says. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you want to put your dots exactly where I put mine, you can. If you want to put them in different places, you can too. Okay? And then 1, 2, 3. And I wouldn't put one exactly where another one is either. Okay, so that's just 10 random dots. 5 above this horizontal and 5 below. All right, so then here's the thing. You're going to connect each one of these dots with the top of your original diagonal line, and then you're going to connect it with the bottom of your original diagonal line, okay? And I'm going to use colors just so that you can see this a little better. When I use colors, I like the way it turned out with the colors. It turned out really, really good. But then coloring inside of this, I thought would be kind of tricky because, you know, right here I have a red and a yellow and a pink and a purple, and I wouldn't kind of know what to color that in. So I really, really liked the way my pencil one turned out, which is kind of what I suggest. Because once you do use pencil, just what you do on the insides is basically just limitless, okay? All right, but just for the sake of what we're doing today, I'm going to use colors, okay? If you've got some colors, you can use some colors, but you don't have to. I'll just go in order of the rainbow. So I'm going to start with red, okay? And then you honestly can start with any dot that you want to. You really, really can. But just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to kind of start maybe up at the top, and then I'm going to kind of work my way clockwise, okay? So I'm going to start with this dot right here. So this dot has to connect to the top of your original diagonal, and then this dot has to connect to the bottom of your original diagonal, okay? So this dot to the 1 to the 2, okay? So here we go. That's my first dot. I connected it to the 1, And I'm showing everybody my address. Now I'm connecting it to the 2. Okay? And your first figure, once you do that, you should have a triangle. All right, now I'm going to take orange, and this is just so that you can see this was the first triangle, second triangle, third triangle, so on and so forth. Okay? All right. Then I'm going to take this one. You don't have to take that one. You could honestly do any dot that you want to, but I'm just going to kind of go around. So here's the second dot. So I have to connect that second dot to the 1, and then I have to connect that second dot to the 2. Okay? All right, here we go. I like to try to do the middle of that dot. There we go. And if you take the red part off, then you basically have another triangle. And then we're going to keep going and doing that until we have all of our dots connected to the top of our original diagonal and to the bottom of our original diagonal. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go with this dot right here. So hopefully, those of you who were having trouble the other day following me will be able to do that. Connected it to the 1. Now I'm going to connect it to the 2. I have one particular student in mind. All right. Yeah, because we did this several times, and we still had some kids who were having trouble. But that's okay. We all learn different. Remember when we did our Rosary Revere? Or what to do with the problem? You got to keep going. All right, so this is the third one. Here we go. Next, I'm going to use a light green. I'm going to do this one right here. I've got to connect this dot to my 1 and this dot to my 2. Continue doing this dot right here. I'm going to connect it to the 2 first since it's what's closest. Oh, that'll be interesting connecting that to my 1. Oh, it literally almost goes over the line. I've never had one that close before. Boom. And it really doesn't matter if you connect it to the 2 first or to the 1 first. Use a dark blue. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you know what? I don't think. Yeah, use a dark blue. Why not? So right now, I've been connecting it to the 2 first because it's what's closer. It doesn't really matter. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. So I definitely want to do a pink. I'm going to do a light purple, and I'll do a dark purple. There we go. All right. Right here. Connected to the 1. Connected to the 2. Connected to the 1. Oh, goodness gracious. That's going to be interesting connecting that to the 2. Let's see if I can not do a straight line. It's going to be basically a straight line. That's okay. That's never happened to me before. I find that interesting. It's kind of like this point all out there to the, you know what though? It's okay. It is okay. Art never turns out the way that you expect it. And that is all right. Okay. And that's what I ended up with. All right, and like I said, every time I have done this, it has turned out different. So I guess I kind of learned, this is what I learned from this one. I learned that you want to be careful when you're doing your dots and not to create a dot that's going to line up like with this diagonal right here. So like this dot that I have up here and this dot that I have down there, it basically lines up with my diagonal. So I'll just be more careful next time, but that's fine. All right, and so that's the basics of how to create that asymmetrical starburst. Now when you do your own, I suggest you use pencil, and I suggest that you can do your little number 1 and number 2 if you need to, but then if you use pencil, you can erase it really easily. All right, I hope that was helpful, boys and girls, and we will see you later. Bye.